Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and our Spa Baby race for Saturday, September the 3rd is a good one. We kick off the $1 pick six with this maiden special weight. Here's the field for race number 8. We're going 7 furlongs. This is a quality bunch, Nicole. Not only do you have several horses in this race that have run very well previously, but you've got some wonderfully bred first-time starters from top connections, several expensive purchases at public auction. I have a feeling this race is going to produce several quality runners.
It very well could, especially at 7 furlongs, that kind of in between as we start to figure out which horses really want to stretch out as we look ahead to some of the fall and winter's prestigious events. Some beautiful pedigrees in here, as you said, a lot of freshman sires represented, and some well-bred horses who we've discussed already on Spa Babies this summer looking to take a step forward.
Spendthrift Stallions very well represented in this one. The number 1 Instant Coffee is by the red hot first crop stallion Bolt d'Oro. Of course, Rocket Can is by Into Mischief. Speaking of Instant Coffee, this is a $200,000 yearling, and look at Bolt d'Oro. He's 9 for 45 with first-time starters. That's very impressive. There is some speed in this family. The Damas Stakes Place sprinter, Shia Half to Nootka Sound, a debut winner and a graded stakes winning sprinter. Brad Cox goes to Dylan Davis for the call.
Yeah, and the inside post in the 7 furlong is going to be a tall order for a debut starter, but this one is a nice long work tab to begin building up a foundation for Brad Cox. Bolt d'Oro has just been a stellar freshman this season for Spendthrift Farm. He's the sire of Boppy O, who won the With Anticipation this week of Saratoga. He's the sire of Recognize, who is 3rd in the PG Johnson. These 2-year-olds are definitely relishing the added distances as we start to hit this point of the season.
One of Bolt d'Oro's 9 debut winners is out of a Uncle Mo mare, as is the number 1 Instant Coffee. Going out for the Cyberknife connections, please check the clock reports, as we always mention, especially for a race like this where you have first-time stars that have to be fit going 7/8. Looks like that workout 2-back went in company with Verifying, who won the Travers Day maiden for Brad with an 85 buyer. Mm-hmm. The 2 is Brighter Days Ahead. This is a first crop stallion that's doing very, very well. Look at Gervin. 7 for 21 with debut runners, and as you see, a lot of juvenile speed in this pedigree.
Yeah, and Gervin, the sire of Saratoga special winner Damon's Mound, who we saw win so impressively here, the sire of another good 2-year-old and Astoria winner Devious Dame. This one has the same connections as Gervin, bred and owned by Brad Grady and trained by Joe Sharp. Another first-time starter who's going to have to work out a trip from an inside post, but should be able to do so under Kendrick Carmouche, a really forward rider who's having a nice meet here.
And this colt also should be very well suited to the 7 furlongs, simply from a workout pattern. 3 consecutive 5/8 of mile breezes should have him ready to go, and a long string of 5/8 breezes since the first work. The 3 is Arthur's Ride. This is one of the experienced runners in the race. Going out for trainer Bill Mott, Joel Rosario retains the mount on a son of Tappet, a half-brother to Victory, a juvenile grade 1 stakes winner on turf. And while this colt does have a lot of turf ability on the bottom of this pedigree, he showed fine speed in his debut, and he faced a pretty talented 2-year-old in Disarm.
Absolutely. And Disarm, we're thinking we might see in the hopeful here on closing day. A lot of turf in the female family, but Arthur's Ride sure ran well in the dirt debut. Finished behind Disarm, as you said, ahead of Crupi, who we'll talk about in a moment, and has this background foundation of having run the 7 furlongs over a fairly demanding track on Whitney Day in early August.
Number 4 is WNL. This is a $400,000 yearling by first crop stallion Good Magic. He's on a roll. 6 for 28 with first-time starters. The dam was very fast. She was a multiple grade 3 stakes winning sprinter on both dirt and synthetic. She has foaled very fleet horses like Cazadero, who was a good 2-year-old and won his career debut. Almost Famous won his debut. Very interesting work pattern here for trainer Danny Gargan. It looks like this colt is the regular workmate of Tax, who we'll see later on Saturday in the Jockey Club Gold Cup.
Yeah, Tax, just an iron horse who we've seen around for a number of years now. part of a long work tab for Danny Gargan. Jose Ortiz gets the mount. By Good Magic, a 2-year-old champion, a precocious runner who went on to be a classic placed runner for Curlin. Good Magic already the sire of graded winner Vegas Magic. And considering the trends of this sire line, you do have to think that they're going to run on and that the 7 furlongs should be in this one's wheelhouse.
Another horse that might appreciate a little bit more distance is the 5. That's Enzo's Whirl. Now, this son of Mineshaft has already raced once, and he didn't run very well in a $75,000 maiden claimer, but he broke slowly from the inside post, and he probably gained a good amount of experience. The 4th dam, the great inside information.
Yeah, just a beautiful pedigree. Mineshaft, who was the only horse of the year by the Great AP Indy, over a mare from the only crop of horse of the year, St. Liam. The good news is I think this one will benefit from the experience and from getting some more distance. The bad news is he's taking a big step up in class here.
Number 6 is Rocket Can. He is the uncoupled stablemate of the 3 Arthur's Ride. Both are trained by the great Bill Mott. Rocket Can is by Spendthrift Super Stallion Into Mischief, a $245,000 buyback as a yearling. The dam, a half-sister to Tiz Midnight, a Hickory graded stakes winning router. The 2nd dam, Tough Tiz's Sis, appreciated distance. And this colt, it just took a while to get going in his debut. He didn't break very well, but he kind of made a mid-move into the teeth of the pace before tiring. I think he could do better.
Absolutely. Going 7 furlongs, a tall ask first time out for all of these horses. Another one coming out of that good 7 furlong maiden on Whitney Day and should improve from the experience. And Into Mischief, 3-time leading sire and atop the list currently again this year for Spendthrift. Another very good crop of 2-year-olds for this stallion as his books of mares continued to get better. We're really just now coming into the teeth of what are going to be his best crops yet. He's got Naughty Gal and Wonder Wheel, who we'll see in the Spinaway on Sunday.
Number 7 is Souris, 2nd-time starter for trainer Dallas Stewart. And Souris is a Louisiana bred by Astrology, who wins 12% with 2-year-olds. The 2nd dam won a lot of money, and she was very fast. A multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter. This colt, again, was saddled with an inside post position in the debut, kind of was outrun early, passed some tired horses in the stretch, is going to get blinkers, get a little more distance to work with. I think we'll see some more speed this time around, but he's stepping up out of the restricted maiden ranks.
Another one who's really facing a tough group here, but I thought the connections were interesting. Dallas Stewart, who we know can get a horse, if not to connect, then at least to hit the board at a price, teaming up with Juan Gomez, who's an apprentice, who's quietly having a really solid meet against one of the toughest rider colonies in the world.
Here's a first-time starter to watch, the number 8, Juan Valdez. This is a son of Medaglia d'Oro, connects with 13% of 2-year-old debut runners. And most importantly, he's a half-brother to Constitution, who won the Don Handicap, who won the Florida Derby, a half to Jacaranda, who won the career debut. This is a family full of class, full of early ability, and it helps when you sell for $900,000 in March after breezing a furlong in 10 Shug McGahee, Louis Saez, West Point Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, and just a family with speed and class, and especially 2-year-old class throughout. Constitution came out firing with his first crop of 2-year-olds, which included a Grade 1 winner in Tiz the Law a couple years back. The half-sister Jacaranda produced a 2-year-old stakes placed runner. This is also the family of Awesome Humor, who won the Spinaway, of MC, who is a Grade 1 winning sprinter. Just speed and precocity wherever you look on the page.
The number 9 is Fantasist, from the first crop of Kentucky Derby winner Always Dreaming. And Always Dreaming hasn't gotten off to the hot start as freshman sires Bolt d'Oro and Gervin. But I have a feeling that this horse is going to show a little bit more speed than some of his peers. 0 for 28, Always Dreaming, with juvenile debut runners. But this horse sold for $550,000 in May, breezed a quarter mile in 21 and change. And there's a lot of speed and class on the bottom of the family.
Yeah, I do think the Always Dreamings, besides distance, are going to continue to need time to really mature. Remember, he was a horse who didn't show his best as a 2-year-old, really came to hand over the winter of that season to win the Florida Derby and go on to win the Kentucky Derby. So he was a late bloomer who thrived around 2 turns. And I think it's no surprise that you're seeing the same from some of his runners. This is also the family of Barons, a multiple Grade 1 winning dirt router who was at his best as an older horse. I think Fantasist is going to appreciate the distance, but might need some time to mature.
Manny Franco takes them out for this Todd Pletcher trainee. Arad Ortiz is on the number 10. Crupi, who has already raced once, he has a lovely pedigree. He is a Curlin half-brother to Royal Spirit, who was graded stakes placed on the turf. There was a lot of class, obviously, on the bottom of this pedigree. And this colt ran sneaky well in his debut, Nicole. He kind of just broke slowly about a half step, was outrun early, and there was a strong late bid to just miss second from Arthur's Ride. With a more alert beginning, he should be in the thick of things turning into the stretch, and he should benefit from that debut experience greatly.
I think he's the type who's very much going to benefit from that experience. He's a big, attractive, rangy horse, very much in the mold of his classic sire Curlin. Looking at him, I thought, well, he's going to take a little bit of time to kind of grow into himself and then find that killer instinct on the racetrack. But he's got all the tools, and he finished with interest after trouble in that debut. He didn't throw in the towel. This is a horse who I still really believe in.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the kickoff leg of the dollar pick six at Saratoga on Saturday. You're going with Arthur's Ride. If the 1 and the 2 aren't quick, the lead is his for the taking, given an alert break, and he ran quite well in his career debut.
Absolutely. And like we said, I really like the maiden both Arthur's Ride and Crupi are coming out of. I thought they faced some classy horses that day. Arthur's Ride is from a barn that historically improves second time out. And what makes the difference for me between these two horses coming out of the same race is that it looks like Arthur's Ride came out and has had some sharper work since then. Again, check out the Clocker reports, but it looks like the light bulb is kind of going on for this horse. As I said, I still really believe in Crupi, but I do think he might need one more race to kind of keep figuring out the game and growing into himself. But if he wises up quickly and beats me here, then I wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm going to kind of break a general rule that I have. I usually prefer the experienced horses over the first-time starters. Instant Coffee, though, is an interesting work tab for the Cyberknife connections. Bolt d'Oro has gotten off to a very fast start. I have a feeling this colt might be quick from the inside post, and 10-1 seems like a fair price. Tax's work make W. Nell the 4 also interesting as well. I was very interested in making the natural exacta. I mean, how can you not go with the Instant Coffee Juan Valdez exacta? But instead, I went 1-4-3-10. Nicole's going 3-10-6-1. It's a fun spa baby race on a really nice Saturday card at the spa. Our coverage presented by Spendthrift. Best of luck.